Hello, my name is Mike, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. We still have a giant green hole in the sky, but we're taking care of that. We've added a bunch of recruits. We found Sarah, aka Red Jenny, to help us out, and we've just recruited Iron Bull and a Grey Warden named Blackwall. I haven't really talked to Blackwall. He is the first Grey Warden I was able to find, and he was eager to join our cause, so I'm looking forward to talking to him, as well as some of my other companions. How's it going, Solus?
What can I do for you?
Let's talk about elves.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
I thought you would be more interested in sharing your opinions of elven culture. You are Dalish, are you not?
I am. I'm a true elf. You seem to be upset about Dalish elves. Is that because they're all reclusive and you are the opposite of that?
What's your problem with Dalish? Allergic to Hulla?
They are children acting out stories misheard and repeated wrongly 1,000 times.
Oh, but you know the truth, right?
While they pass on stories, mangling details, I walk the fade. I have seen things they have not.
I suppose if we teach other elves, we share our experiences, our knowledge will be much better.
Fine, you think we're terrible. What about the alienages full of elves who aren't Dalish?
Why? What would it benefit some poor man in a Ferelden alienage to learn that his ancestors strode the land like gods? It would only make him bitter, or inspire him to take a foolish risk and get himself killed.
You've decided his reaction for him.
Perhaps I have. If you have questions and believe the answers will help, ask.
Alright, Solus, why don't you take a chill pill, huh? How about that? Maybe I don't appreciate the hostility.
Is the magic they teach in the Circle different from the magic I learned with my people?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic. Superstition.
With good reason.
It is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
Man, you and I are not going to agree on blood magic, I can already tell.
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Devinter disapproves of it. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
Yeah, blood magic is evil.
Every time I've seen blood magic used, it has been for some evil purpose.
I once saw a woman stabbed in the stomach with a dagger. She died slowly, in agony. It was repulsive. If the chantry outlawed daggers, would that stop people from using them? Of course not. Some would use daggers in secret, shamed, and some would find rebellion titillating, step down the path of depravity.
Yeah, I've heard that argument before, but I've never seen a blood mage use their blood magic for good. Like, I've seen at least a half dozen, maybe even 2 dozen at this point. Never found a single good blood mage.
You don't need to sacrifice a slave's life to make a dagger.
I suppose it depends upon the dagger. How many men have you killed while fighting for the Inquisition? How many more will you kill out of necessity? And if blood magic could help you? Well, it matters little to me. I do not use it, but I do not think it evil.
That's fine. Have a good day, Solus. I'm talking to somebody else from now on. Hello, Sarah.
Chasing the Lord Seeker, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
I'm sorry, I can't really hear you over the obnoxious singing in the background. Could you speak up just a little friggin' bit? Sarah, what are your opinions on our allies?
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Which? The ones who do things or the ones who give orders?
All of them. Tell me first about Solus.
Solus? His head's crammed up 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. What about Varric?
Varric? Too clever. Always saying something, but never saying it straight.
That's true. He does dance around the topic a couple of times, but I thought you two would get along better. Cassandra, you probably disapprove of her.
Thoughts about Cassandra?
Not as buttoned up as she plays, right? Tough, though. I'd stand behind her in front of anything.
Oh, I'm surprised. Pleasantly surprised, I might add.
What do you think about our spy master, ambassador, and commander?
Liliana is pretty in places. Swear I've seen her, too. Or heard she used to play. But that'd be mad. Now, Josephine, she's as good at humbling her kind as I am. Just with less mess. Knows her business, if you have to have it. And Cullen, I suppose if you want a jackboot, you get a big one so you can grow into it. Nice hair, though.
Yes, he does look quite nice.
Thoughts on Iron Bull?
He makes me wonder about things.
The Kunari?
I mean, what do their women look like? Woof.
I don't know. I suppose if I had chosen to play as a female Kunari, we would have both found out. Do you know anything about Blackwall? I haven't talked to him yet.
Any thoughts about Warden Blackwall?
He's too good, right? Like to see him out of that uniform. Not like that.
Maybe like that.
We'll talk later.
Good, right? I'll be here.
Yeah, maybe I'll talk to you later. Blackwall!
Make her look at it. So much easier to ignore when it's far away. And to actually walk out of it. To be that close.
I got lucky. I could have died.
If I hadn't been saved by Inquisition soldiers, I don't know what would have happened.
Inquisition soldiers? That's not what I've heard. I have to admit, I thought you'd be...
Human.
Yes.
At least you're honest about it.
Being upfront is better than knife fear.
It was a foolish thought. Should have known better than to say anything. It's what you do and how you do it that's important. Just one question then. How do you think you fit in with all this?
I'm honestly not sure.
It's been a whirlwind. It's hard to say where I fit.
I guess we'll have to figure that out. For me, I'll be satisfied so long as we find the bastards that killed the Divine. They owe us some answers.
Oh, is that all you had to say? I was kind of interested in talking to you a bit more, Blackwall.
I've heard rumors of abandoned warden camps all over these parts.
Oh, no.
If we have time, I'd like to take a look. See if there's anything we can salvage.
More busy work. I already had so many things to do that I didn't care about.
You haven't had contact with other wardens for a while. Why were you on your own?
It's what I've always done. Recruitment only requires one man. Besides, I've always been a loner. Works best for everyone that way.
Well, this is a team. You're gonna have to learn to be part of a team.
So you have no idea where the rest of the wardens are?
Do you find that odd? The Blight is over. You don't need an organized force. And orders don't change much from day to day. For the last 1,000 years or so, it's been just find Darkspawn, kill them, repeat as necessary.
The Blight's been over for 10 years. What do wardens do when the world's not ending?
There is still Darkspawn. Just because we kill so many in Ferelden doesn't mean they're gone. And the world is not so peaceful that there's no use for good men with swords. Sometimes you have to figure out for yourself what the pledge to protect others really means. It's not always about just archdemons and blights.
Right. I doubt you'd become a sellsword, but maybe you have noble goals.
Where were you during the Blight?
I was in Ferelden, on my own, like always. Quietly killed my fair share of Darkspawn too.
I never saw you.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me.
That looks like... Oh, God. More. No. Looks like Blackwall has mysterious past. He keeps to himself. He's a bit of a loner. And I can quietly respect that. It'd be more interesting if he had some kind of tragic backstory, but not everybody needs to have one of those. I suppose now is the time for me to make the decision. Am I going to side with the mages or the Templars? And being a mage myself, you would think, yeah, side with the mages. It just makes the most sense. And I am going to make that decision. I am going to side with the mages. But mostly it's because I'm curious as to what this conspiracy is against me. The Templar side was not quite so interesting. We have to make the decision between the mages and the Templars, and we are siding with the mages, which makes it impossible to recruit the Templars, sadly. Redcliffe Castle and the mages who could close the breach are under the control of Magister Gerion Alexius, a Venatori cultist with an unhealthy interest in Lavelin and the powers to reorder time itself. Yeah, he was ripping open rifts in the time-space, like really bad ones. Like this one, only worse. He has kindly invited Lavelin to the castle alone to negotiate. It's an obvious trap, but Liliana and her agents can infiltrate the castle and remove the Venatori threat while Alexis's attention is diverted. A dangerous game, but it is our best chance.
We don't have the manpower to take the castle. Either we find another way in, or give up this nonsense and go and get the Templars.
Redcliffe is in the hands of a Magister. This cannot be allowed to stand.
The letter from Alexius asked for the Herald of Andraste by name. It's an obvious trap.
Yes, it is an obvious trap, but we have the upper hand now. We know it's a trap. He's made his move, but we've made our move, and we've got a couple of cards still close to our chest.
So we've heard from Magister Alexius. I expected as much.
And yet some of us want to sit and do nothing. Not this again.
Redcliffe Castle is one of the most defensible fortresses in Ferelden. It has repelled thousands of assaults. If you go in there, you'll die. And we'll lose the only means we have of closing these rifts. I won't allow it.
And if we don't even try to meet Alexius, we lose the mages and leave a hostile foreign power on our doorstep.
Even if we could assault the keep, it would be for naught. An Orlesian Inquisition's army marching into Ferelden would provoke a war. Our hands are tied.
The Magister...
Has outplayed us.
Dang. It sounds like this council is divided. Cassandra and Liliana support this idea, but Cullen and Josephine, they're more interested in recruiting the Templars. I suppose we could just abandon these guys and get the Templars, but I'm not sure this is over.
The Magister's son, Felix, told me Alexius is in a cult that's obsessed with me. I doubt they'll graciously receive our apologies and go about their business.
They will remain a threat, and a powerful one, unless we act.
We cannot accept defeat now. There must be a solution.
Again, we could just abandon this entirely and try and go for the Templars. That seems like the easy route at this point. Contact the Arl. Yes, the Arl has disappeared. If we could contact the Arl, that is a good place to start.
Where is the Earl of Redcliffe? I'm sure he'd help us get his castle back.
After he was displaced, Arl Tegan rode straight for Dunrim to petition the Crown for help.
Makes sense.
I doubt he'll want our assistance once the Ferelden army lays siege to his castle.
Wait. There is a secret passage into the castle, an escape route for the family. It's too narrow for our troops, but we could send agents through.
Too risky. Those agents will be discovered well before they reach the Magister.
That's why we need a distraction. Perhaps the envoy Alexius wants so badly.
While they're focused on Llewellyn, we break the Magister's defenses. It could work, but it's a huge risk.
Fortunately, you'll have help.
This guy.
This man says he has information about the Magister and his methods, Commander.
Introductions are in order, I suppose?
Your spies will never get past Alexius's magic without my help. So if you're going after him, I'm coming along.
The plan puts you in the most danger. We can't in good conscience order you to do this. We can still go after the Templars if you'd rather not play the bait. It's up to you.
Well, now that you've updated me on how it's going to play out if we try and recruit the mages, tell me about the Templars. If we try and go for the Templars, how is that going to play out?
The Templars must help us close the breach. The Order was founded to fight magic.
We must first convince the Lord Seeker to bring the Templars out of exile.
We've received word from a knight recruit. They gather at Therenfall Redoubt.
It has been vacant for decades. Why go there?
We must approach the Lord Seeker again to get anywhere. We can ask him then.
The Lord Seeker won't help us. He seemed pretty adamant about that.
The Lord Seeker made it clear he isn't interested in anyone unimportant.
So we must change how he sees us. No?
If it's status the Lord Seeker seeks, the Inquisition will approach him after allying with the noblest houses in Orlais.
They'll come with us to Therenfall and demand the Templars' help close the breach.
You believe that will work?
Even the Lord Seeker would find it difficult to ignore so many nobles on his doorstep.
Yes, especially when led by the Herald of Andraste.
I don't know if I want to recruit an ally who is fighting alongside me reluctantly.
The Lord Seeker barely knows I exist.
Rumors you were saved from the fate by Andraste have grown legion among the Templars.
We've done our part to encourage them.
A herald with a few companions may be dismissed, easily set aside. That same herald returning with noble support will be reconsidered, as will the power of the Inquisition.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
If I have a growing reputation, we may as well use it.
If it moves the Templars to question the Lord Seeker's orders, he may rethink his stance.
With respect, after his appearance in Val Royeaux, hang what the Lord Seeker thinks.
We do not need the Lord Seeker. We need his Templars, with or without his approval. The breach will not wait for our differences to settle.
I am more interested in doing that.
Several noble Orlesian houses will petition the Templars to help us stop the breach.
Good.
Lord Dabernash will approach you. Sign nothing he offers, but his gossip's reliable.
I hope he knows the Lord Seeker's mood. The Templars will never help without his consent.
That's actually a better plan, to try and take all of the Templars out from underneath Lord Seeker. However, I still think, knowing this, I'm going to take the riskier option. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. We're going to try and get the mages instead. We have no option. We are going to bring Dorian, one of the mages. So now we have 2 mages. Definitely want a rogue. And if I have to pick a rogue for a dangerous mission, I want Varric by my side. I'm not going to take a chance with Sarah. And Cassandra, yeah, I like Cassandra. Blackwall, I don't know much about you, sadly. Otherwise, I would consider it. And Iron Bull. Definitely good for a fight, but I want somebody who's a little more connected and might know some of the intricacies of Ferelden everything. I think if I bring a Kunari, that might start a bit of a conflict, since Kunari and mages don't get along very well.
Announce us.
The invitation was for Master Llewellyn only. The rest of you must wait here.
They are my negotiators, and I won't go anywhere without them.
Where I go, they go.
Here we have the first enchanter, and the person she serves, Alexius.
My Lord Magister, the agents of the Inquisition have arrived.
My friend, it's so good to see you again. And your associates, of course. I'm sure we can work out some arrangement that is equitable to all parties.
Are we mages to have no voice in deciding our fate?
Fiona, you would not have turned your followers over to my care if you did not trust me with their lives.
Because you simply ooze trust.
Of course she trusts you, Alexius. I'm sure lots of people put their lives in your hands. You have one of those faces.
Yes, the Magisterium tells me that so often. Shall we begin our talks?
You didn't even bring a chair for me? You expect me to negotiate standing?
The Inquisition needs mages to close the breach, and I have them. So, what shall you offer in exchange?
I wonder... I know you want me dead. I don't know if I'm going to break cover already. I don't know if I want to let him know that I know about his time magic. Tell me about your cult.
Actually, I hoped you could tell me about these Venatori I'm hearing so much about.
Now, where could you have heard that name?
I told him.
Felix, what have you done?
I think I may have accidentally tipped him off that I already know about his plan. Let's try and play that off. He's concerned about you.
Your son is concerned that you're involved in something terrible.
So speaks the thief. Do you think you can turn my son against me? You walk into my stronghold with your stolen mark, a gift you don't even understand, and think you're in control. You're nothing but a mistake.
Well, this has certainly gone sour immediately. Turns out you know more about this than I do.
If you know so much, enlighten me. Tell me what this mark on my hand is for.
It belongs to your betters. You wouldn't even begin to understand its purpose.
Father, listen to yourself. Do you know what you sound like?
He sounds exactly like the sort of villainous cliché everyone expects us to be.
Dorian, I gave you a chance to be a part of this. You turned me down. The Elder One has power you would not believe. He will raise the Imperium from its own ashes.
I don't want to accuse him of being a fanatic, even though I suspect it. Let's keep asking him questions. Keep him talking.
What's better than turning back time?
He will make the world bow to mages once more. We will rule from the Boric Ocean to the frozen seas.
You can't involve my people in this.
Alexius, this is exactly what you and I talked about never wanting to happen. Why would you support this?
Stop it, Father. Give up the Venatori. Let the Southern Mages fight the breach, and let's go home.
No. It's the only way, Felix. He can save you.
Save me?
There is a way. The Elder One promised, if I undo the mistake at the temple.
I'm going to die. You need to accept that.
Seize them, Venatori. The Elder One demands this man's life.
Your men are dead, Alexius.
You are a mistake. You should never have existed.
Whoa, hey! Looks like he's a super mage too! Although I already knew that because he was tearing open holes in the space-time continuum last time, so yeah. Oh lord, I hope we didn't just rip open a giant hole into the Fate and now we've been thrust into it again, because I have spent a lot of time in the Fate in this series.
Blood of the Elder One. Where'd they come from?
Looks like Dorian and I are here. Dorian and I, two mages fighting these zealots. Don't know where my teammates went, but I'll try and find them quickly. First, get these guys out of the way.
Displacement. Interesting. It's probably not what Alexius intended. The rift must have moved us to what? The closest confluence of arcane energy?
The last thing I remember, we were in the castle hall.
Let's see. If we're still in the castle, it isn't. Oh, of course, it's not simply where, it's when. Alexius used the amulet as a focus. It moved us through time.
How far did it move us through time?
Did we go forward in time or back? And how far?
Those are excellent questions. We'll have to find out, won't we? Let's look around, see where the rift took us. Then we can figure out how to get back.
What was the Elder One he was screaming about? Do you know?
Alexius mentioned an Elder One in the hall. Do you know who he was talking about?
Leader of the Venatori, I suspect. Some magister aspiring to godhood. It's the same old tune. Let's play with magic we don't understand. It will make us incredibly powerful. Evidently, it doesn't matter if you rip apart the fabric of time in the process.
Well, this is all terrible. It sounds like we found a style of magic that's even worse than blood magic. I didn't realize such a thing was possible. Where are my two allies?
There were others in the hall. Could they have been drawn through the rift?
I doubt it was large enough to bring the whole room through. Alexius wouldn't risk catching himself or Felix in it. They're probably still where and when we left them. In some sense, anyway.
Then I guess you and I are gonna have to try and find a way back. What do you think he was trying to do before that happened?
What was Alexius trying to do?
I believe his original plan was to remove you from time completely. If that happened, you would never have been at the Temple of Sacred Ashes or mangled his Elder One's plan. I think your surprise in the castle hall made him reckless. He tossed us into the rift before he was ready. I countered it. The magic went wild, and here we are. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm hoping you've got a plan now.
You have a plan to get us back, I hope.
I have some thoughts on that. They're lovely thoughts, like little jewels.
You gonna share those lovely little jewels? No? Well, I picked up a key. Let's... Oh. This is a lovely location. I mean, I'm up to my ankles in water, so it's not great, but this is curious. Quite curious. It looks like this is some kind of castle, but it's fallen into ruin and disrepair. There's a bunch of water and protrusions, so not really sure what this place is. Some kind of dungeon? Man, this is cool. I'm always a sucker for interesting locales, and this is definitely something interesting. I'm gonna keep pressing forward. I'm glad I sided with the mages, because I got to see this really cool location. That's a weird statue. Yeah. Left or right? Ooh, found somebody. Don't know who, though. Lysis.
Andraste blessed me, Andraste blessed me. My tears are my sins, my sins, my sins. Andraste guide me, Andraste guide me.
Doesn't seem lucid. Let's not try and recruit that one.
Andraste sacred knickers, you're alive. Where were you? How did you escape?
We didn't escape. Alexius sent us into the future.
Everything that happens to you is weird.
What happened to you? You're kind of glowing red.
You don't look so good, Varric. What happened?
Bite your tongue. I look damn good for a dead man.
You're no more dead than we are.
The not dying version of this red lyrium stuff? Way worse. Just saying.
We get to Alexius, and I just might be able to send us back to our own time. Simple, really.
That may not be as easy as you think. Alexius is just a servant. His Elder One assassinated the Empress and led a demon army in a huge invasion of the South. The Elder One rules everything. What's left of it, anyway. Alexius is really not the one you need to worry about.
Well, we'll have to start somewhere. We'll start killing our way up the chain of command.
I promise you, Varric. We'll make sure none of this happens.
I'm pretty sure you're crazy. Or I'm crazy. Either way, it's a nice thought. You want to take on Alexius? I'm in. Let's go.
Well, looks like we have a slightly crazy version of Varric with us right now. We were flung into the future. Good. Now that we've gotten that established, let's try and return to the past. Back to the past, Samurai Jack. And Fiona. Hello. Didn't expect to see you down here.
You're alive. I saw you disappear into the rift.
Boy, looks like you've had it even worse than my friend Varric here.
I don't understand. What's happened to you?
Red Nerium. It's a disease. The longer you're near it, eventually you become this. Then they mine your corpse for more.
Can you tell us the date? It's very important.
Harvest Mia. 942 Dragon.
942? Then we've missed an entire year.
Wow. Turns out, if you miss an entire year, the entire world goes to pot.
We have to get out of here. Go back in time.
Please, stop this from happening. Alexius serves the Elder One, more powerful than the Maker. No one challenges him and lives.
I'll do what I can.
I promise. I will do everything in my power to set things right.
Our only hope is to find the amulet that Alexius used to send us here. If it still exists, I can use it to reopen the rift at the exact spot we left. Maybe.
Good.
I said, maybe. It might also turn us into paste.
You must try. Your spy master, Liliana. She is here. Find her. Quickly. Before the Elder One learns you're here.
Oh, brother. Liliana's here too. I can only imagine they've captured pretty much everyone I care about. At least we've gotten Varric. How you doing, Varric? Still holding up? Yeah, he's not so chatty and friendly anymore.
The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world and into the next.
Oh.
For she who trusts in the Maker, fire is her water.
Hi, Cass. How are you?
You've returned to us. Can it be? Has Andraste given us another chance? Maker, forgive me. I failed you. I failed everyone. The end must truly be upon us if the dead return to life.
I didn't die. I got thrown into the future.
I'm not back from the dead, Cassandra. I just got... Well, this is hard to explain.
I was there. The Magister obliterated you with a gesture.
Alexius sent us forward in time. If we find him, we may be able to return to the present.
Go back in time? Then, can you make it so that none of this ever took place?
That's my goal.
That's my hope.
None of this will happen. Andraste, please let that be true.
Hey, we have re-recruited Cass.
Alexius locked himself in the throne room. That is where we'll find him.
Oh, yeah, let's make sure this doesn't happen to you guys. Let's undo this red lyrium poisoning. Man, poor Varric. Yeah, I gave him that shard, as Mike too, and I was kind of concerned this is what would happen to him. It didn't, and then it did. So just no luck there. Hello, Liliana? Is that you? I'm looking for Liliana, and I'm hoping she's still alive around here. Not having any luck finding her.
Well, it's nice to do something constructive for a change.
Just like old times.
Yes. Hopefully, we'll return to the past and it'll be just like now times. Now, if I loot these guys in the future and bring their items back to the past, Is that going to rip a hole in the space-time continuum? Am I gonna cause some kind of butterfly effect here? Ah, whatever. I'm overthinking this, I'm sure.
Take a look around. See if there's anything we can use.
That's what I always do, Varric. Looting everything is just kind of my pastime. Oh, Lord, I still haven't found Liliana, but I've walked into torture chambers. That's not a good sign. It's really not. Oh, I don't know if I even want to find Liliana in this state. That's... bodies and corpses everywhere. Maybe one of them is Liliana's.
That still doesn't make him a god.
Oh!
There is no god but the Elder One! The Maker is dead! Say it!
Hey everybody, time to die!
I'm surprised they left her alive this long. Poor woman.
She's not dead, is she? Where's Liliana? I heard her. She was still alive when I walked in here. Maybe that wasn't Liliana I heard. This looks like Mother Giselle or something, so maybe it's not Liliana. Oof. No, looks like Liliana's not here. Keep going, guys. I found a couple of upgrades for Bianca, on a positive note. Just take them back to the past with us.
How Lavella knew of the sacrifice at the temple.
Never.
You will break.
I will die first. Or you will.
Yes!
You're alive.
You're alive. Holy crap, what happened to you? You look like 5 miles of bad road.
Well, that was impressive.
Anger is stronger than any pain. Do you have weapons? Good. The Magister's probably in his chambers.
You aren't curious how we got here?
No.
Alexius sent us into the future. This, his victory, his Elder One, it was never meant to be.
Do you already know this, Liliana?
I need to find Alexius and reverse the spell.
If we can get back to our present time, we can prevent this future from ever happening.
And mages always wonder why people fear them. No one should have this power.
It's dangerous and unpredictable. Before the breach, nothing we did.
Enough. This is all pretend to you. Some future you hope will never exist. I suffered. The whole world suffered. It was real.
What happened while we were away?
Stop talking.
I'm just asking for information.
No, you're talking to fill silence. Nothing happened that you want to hear.
You know, people get on my case about blood magic and how I have this prejudice against blood magic. Yeah. This isn't technically blood magic, it's even worse, and boy, look what's happened here. Not great. Opposite of great.
We need to find Alexius. I'm sure he'll be in the nicer part of the castle.
Oh god, Rift! Hold on. I know this isn't a future, it doesn't really matter because we're gonna undo the future and everything, but there's a rift here. Let's kill this rift. Okay, keep going, guys. Keep going before more stuff shows up. Siding with the mages has not gone as planned. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to counterattack against the guys and deal with the Tevinter mages, but we have been flung into the distant future with a corrupt Varric and a corrupted Liliana and also a corrupted Cassandra, and now the 5 of us, Dorian and myself, are going to try and undo this future from ever happening. Liliana seems to have gotten the worst of it, so I'm sure she's more eager than anyone to make sure that this eventuality doesn't happen. So until next time, my name is Mike, and this has been Dragon Age Inquisition. Thank you for joining me.